Okay, can everyone see my screen? Yes, everyone can see my screen. Okay, this is the code I did for the previous class. Buang. Okay, semua orang tengok soalan nombor 1. Okay, okay nah. Okay, kalau you nak off you punya camera, you boleh off ah. Okay, soalan nombor 1. Copy the step program using array in question 1 from lab 6 previous lab exercise. Okay, and then convert it into queue using array. Alright, you need to keep track about the queue implementation. Alright, so saya akan reuse balik the code yang saya guna untuk previous previous lecture note, previous lab. Boleh? Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah, okay.
Alright. So you reuse that. Okay, that one we can reuse. Constant we can use. The integer main we can use. Okay, what functions are available? Basically, if you want to use Q, you must have the function, the operation, add into Q, delete from Q, display value in Q. Okay, and then we're going to create a global variable. So the size of the array is 5. Okay, up here. So Q different than stack. Q ada apa? Beza dia. Dia ada dia punya pintu tu. Kalau stack ada satu pintu, tetap. Which is dia punya apa? Top. Kan? Q dia ada apa? Benar Rika?
Front.
Front dengan?
Rear.
Rear, okay. So, kita letak variable. Variable ni represent dia punya index ya. Sebagai front and rear. Front kosong, rear -1. Because why? Bila kita add in a number, dia akan jadi at index kosong. Bukan value kosong, index kosong di array tu. Clear? Clear tak? Kalau clear, then saya proceed. Ini adalah kita punya queue. So saya asingkan lah Alright, any questions? Ada? Okay. If no questions, kita tengok implementation untuk NQ. So, copy, void, NQ, delete, open, close, curly braces. So, bila kita nak add in value dalam array ni dia bukan macam linked list. What's the difference between array and linked list? Array tu dia punya size is limited. Okay? So, if you want to NQ, meaning you put value inside the array, what are the scenarios that can happen? The scenario that can happen is that if there is still space, you add in number in the queue, betul? If there is not enough space, then you cannot add in inside the queue, betul? So you akan ada if fulfill condition when close curly braces, else open close curly braces. Apakah condition yang pertama? If the queue is full. How do we know the queue is full? Dia punya rear, the index of the last number is equivalent to max minus 1. Why minus 1? Because it's the index. If the value is 100 element, the range is 0 to 99. Okay, so this is the 99 part. Okay. Then you tell the user if the queue is full, you say lah, queue is overflow. Now what happens if the queue is not full? So look at the concept of NQ. So when you have a concept of NQ, first of all, you get the element, okay? And then you increase the rear. And then you add in the queue. Queue array lah, alright? In the array. So, enter the element first. Okay, now you enter the element. So after you enter element, what do? You move the queue one place, rear plus plus. Okay? And then you add in this element to the queue. So this element you're going to add to the queue. What's the name of the queue? Queue lah. Where do you add? At the rear. Okay? And then you tell the user, I have added this element. Okay? Execute, compile. Let's have a look. Okay, looks good. Ada siapa-siapa ada question? Rebecca? Okay. Oh, ada masalah. Masalah dia saya tak declare element tu. Element. So, integer element. Execute, compile. Okay. So, this one I haven't create DQ and display lah. That's why you got this error. Never mind. This one can forget first. Rebecca, any questions?
So far, no.
No, okay. So that is for NQ. After NQ, it is DQ. Okay. Open close curly braces. So what is DQ? What scenario can happen? If you want to DQ something, you want to take things from the array. What can happen? Siapa? Dayang? Apa senario yang mungkin berlaku? What are the possible scenario, Dayang?
Kita nak remove element.
Yelah, DQ memang kita remove element. But we have to think, what are the possible scenarios that might happen? One, you can remove because the element is there to be removed, betul? But what is some other possible scenario? What else?
Rear lebih kecil pada kosong.
Itu terus condition. Cepat sangat awak tu. Teranglah bahasa dalam pemahaman awak. Itu jawapan. Pemahaman awak apa? Kalau Q tu kosong, ada tak apa-apa benda nak delete?
Tak ada.
Tak ada lah. So itu kita nak cakap Q tu underflow, betul tak? Because there's nothing to be deleted. So what do? You buat condition if open close condition, open close curly braces, enter, else open close curly braces, enter. So what is the condition tadi? Rear. So rear less than 0. Maknanya dia still negative 1. Then you tell the user Q is underflow. Now else, what happens if there is a value inside the queue? So you need to delete DQ. So DQ happens where? DQ happens at the front. So what is the syarat to DQ? Get the value and then you remove the front and then that's it. Okay? Get the value, remove the front. So how do you get the value? You have the variable called element. Okay? So declare integer element. That's number 1. Betul? And then element tu will be assigned to what value? To the value pointed by front. So QUE front. So element inside Q front, UE is going to be assigned to element. And then you move front. Finish. Okay, habis ke? Okay, then kita tulis lah. Salah. Look here. Okay. Dayang, are you there? Dayang, hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, Dayang, dah habis ke tidak ni coding ni? Belum. Okay, apa yang saya tidak fikir dekat sini? What I didn't do? Explain in your own words. Jangan bagi tahu saya coding dia. Coding dia saya boleh buat. Saya nak tahu pemahaman dia. Pemahaman you. What's inside your brain? Itu yang betul.
Apa tu kena buat looping.
Looping to solution. Why looping? For what? What is the reason?
Saya nak tahu apa tu kedudukan elemen.
Kita dah tahu dah kedudukan elemen dia. Okay, tak apa. Kalau tak tahu, tak apa. Kita cari orang lain. Siapa boleh ada idea? Faris? Faris kan? Kelas ni ada Faris tak?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Faris. Faris.
Ah.
Apa yang saya tak fikir ni? What is wrong with this code? Kita dah NQ, kita dah DQ. So bila kita, katakan you NQ, you put nombor 1, 2, 3 kan Faris? You DQ. You DQ sekali. So you buang satu, you letak 1, 2, 3, so 1 tu buang. So ada dalam Q tu ada 2, 3 lah kan? Lepas tu you tambah lagi, tambah NQ, lepas tu you keep on DQ. So apa berlaku Faris? Semua orang fikir bukan Faris seorang je, semua fikir. Cuba Faris fikir, bila katakan saya NQ kan, kemudian saya DQ. Satu tahap nanti katakan space ada 10, okay? Space ada 10 lah kan? Saya punya rear dekat index 10. Saya punya front dekat index 9. Apa berlaku? Adakah...
Tak boleh.
Tak, soalan pertama dia, adakah array itu full atau tidak?
Full. Sebab kita tak
Kenapa
buang
full?
kan.
Kita buang, because front dah sampai index 9. Rear sampai indeks 10, front sampai 9. Jawab. So front dah sampai indeks 9, rear dah 10 dah. Cuba tengok coding ni. So maknanya array tu masih kosong, tetapi you punya rear dah dekat indeks 10, betul tak? Tapi sebenarnya dia tidak kosong, because dia punya front dah dekat 9. So ada 8 tempat duduk kosong. 8 atau 9 lah. Front dah sampai 9 lah. 8 tempat kosong dekat depan. So kita kena slide the array. So you tengok lesson note you. Kan ada 2 kan. Satu is guna circular array. Itu soalan 4. Soalan 3 ni, soalan 1 ni you boleh guna slide. Because dia punya size kecil je. Size dia berapa?
10.
5. Soalan ni 5. So slide je lah. Okay, ini yang Dayang, macam mana awak dapat jawapan tapi awak punya pemahaman macam lain je Dayang. Dayang, are you there Dayang? Mana si Dayang ni? Okay Dayang, ini baru guna for loop awak Okay, ni saya guna for loop Dayang. So kita kena ada declare counter lah. Okay. Integer I. Ini kita nak slide dah dia. So, I start dengan indeks kosong. Okay. I tu mesti lebih kecil daripada rear. Okay. I plus plus. Okay. So, you I will be assigned to QI plus 1. So imagine lah. So basically, because kita akan include satu je setiap kali kan. So katakan ini this one is index kosong. Ini dia akan value dalam indeks 1 dia akan copy kepada indeks kosong. Alright. Dan kita set balik front tu akan jadi kosong, rear akan ditolak. Okay. Execute compile. Display tak buat lagi. Alright. Next we go to display. Close curly braces. So for display, nak display value lah. So kita just guna kita akan guna for loop lah, because you're going to display every value inside the array. So integer I, that's for the for loop lah. Okay. So how many condition exist? If there is nothing inside the array, then there is nothing to be displayed. Else you display the array. So if condition open close curly braces, enter, else open close curly braces, enter. Condition dia, if dia belakang tu adalah lebih kecil pada kosong, okay, if it's still less than 0, then you tell the user the queue is empty. Else, you're going to use for loop, okay. Nak buat cantik sikit, ditulis cout, Q is, the value is. So here is I, starts with 0. I is less than rear. Wait, let me, oh sorry, I is front. I is in that front. Okay, kita nak display from front to rear. I is less than rear, I plus plus. Okay. See out. What do you see out? QUE, UE, I. And then once you exit the for loop, see out and line. Okay, any questions? Let's see if it's correct or not. So NQ 1 maksud value 1, NQ 2, NQ 3. Display should have the value 3, 2, 1. 1, 2 je. Never mind. NQ again 3. Display, okay, 1, 2, 3. So if you DQ tadi, you DQ 1 akan dibuang. So akan tinggal 2, 3. So let's try DQ, and then display should tinggal 2, 3. Oh, there's something wrong with this. Let me see. Wait, let me try again. Execute, compile and run. NQ1, NQ2, NQ3. Display value in the queue. Oh, element 3 is added, but it's not inside the display queue. Okay, there's something wrong with the code here. What is wrong with the code? Oh, I is less or equivalent to rear. Okay, wonder. NQ again, put value 1. NQ again, value 2. NQ again, value 3. Display 1, 2, 3. Okay, betul. Then we DQ. DQ happens 1, so should be left 2, 3. Display 2, 2. Let's just see display again. The value is 2, 2. Something wrong with the display when you DQ. Okay, let me see. QI plus 1. So we shift prime back to 0, 3. If rear is 0, QI front, I is less than rear, I plus plus, C out, QI. Should be correct. I mean, just see, double check. NQ1, NQ2, NQ3. Display, we get 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. DQ, display. Oh, something wrong with the DQ. So we have a look at the DQ back again. Something wrong with the code here. If real is 0, okay, this one is correct. Now, else element will be the value at Q front. Okay. So front element is removed. Oh, I think this one should be out of the loop. Okay, we try again. And Q1, and Q2, and Q3 display 1, 2, 3. DQ1 display 2 and 3. Okay, alright. This one tadi, front area should be out of the loop. Okay, so you akan baca, lepas tu lepas dia apa ni, dia slide, dia reset balik front kosong. Okay, and then dia minus rear back 1 because you DQ1 at the time. Okay, so we just double check again. NQ to element 1, NQ enter element 2, NQ enter element 3. So display 1, 2, 3. When you DQ, should be left 2 and 3. Yes. Okay, any questions? Because kalau you repeat balik tadi, kalau you masuk for loop ni, dia akan repeat. Tiap-tiap kali dia akan repeat. Okay? Dia kena habiskan slide baru dia set balik. Okay. Any questions? No question?
Sir, for the front, can I, is it okay if I change the front equals to 0 to front negative, decrement front?
Front, you mean this one jadi this one?
Yeah, boleh ke?
Tak, this one, no, you have to set it back to 0. The initial value.
So every time I delete one thing, the front becomes 0 again.
Huh?
So every time I delete an element, the front becomes 0 again.
For this one, yes. Because you slide balik, bila you slide everything kan, you imagine, kalau depan ni ada kosong, you slide semua ke depan, so that means front dia mesti dekat kosong balik. So I don't know why must you do negative. And when you slide, because you DQ happens once, betul tak? And Q, DQ, whatever, is just take once. Okay? So bila you slide ke depan, everything must go back in front, so it's 0 lah. So it's like back to the original state in a way. Okay, any other questions? Okay, if no question, we proceed to the linked list, yeah? So the linked list is also following the code from your last lecture. So I reuse that, okay? Boleh ya? Okay. Alright. This is the main. Okay? Same with the last lecture lah. Alright? So, the function that you have is NQ, DQ, display, and you must also have delete Q. Delete Q is because you put the node inside the dynamic memory. Alright, so you must delete it. Alright? So, for Q, you're going to have 2 pointers, which is the front and the rear. So pointer is of type node, front, rear. Why is it null? Because currently, at the start of the program, it points to nothing. Any questions? No question, I compile. Okay, permission denied, cannot open. Oh, close it first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, tak apa. We haven't do that one. Close. Others all correct. So we look at NQ. NQ, open close curly braces. So same lah, there's two conditions. So NQ means you're going to add. Now linked list, right? It's not like an array. Array you got finite size. Linked list, you can keep on adding. Alright. So the condition is, what happens if the array is empty? Okay, how do you add it? And then the next condition is the array is not empty. The linked list is not empty. How do you add the node to the linked list? Okay. So first, you must create node star for new element. Okay. New element is equal to new what? Okay. So this one I want you guys to complete it. Oh no, never mind. Don't complete first. Okay, never mind. We do this one first. Integer element. Okay. And then we ask the user to enter the element. Okay, so this element. Okay, is this not is this instruction correct or not? Is this code correct or not? Node new element. But we need to put this new element into the heap, the dynamic memory. How do you do that, Faris?
Sir.
Okay, macam mana kita nak letak new element ni dalam dia punya heap?
Yep.
Cuba fikir.
So, kita kena buat, bukan buat. No.
New element,
Tengok.
kita nak letakkan dia dalam dynamic memory dia. New node.
Node.
Okay. So new node. Okay, dekat dynamic memory dia, new element ni. Okay. And then we check out what is the value of the data. New element data is element. Okay. New element next is equivalent to null. Dia belum apa-apa lagi, dia kosong. Okay. So ini baru data lah. So basically you create a node, you letak dalam dynamic memory ataupun heap, then you put in the element that you enter into the node, and then new element next points to nothing for now. Okay. Okay. And then what else must you do? Then you see, if, okay, the linked list is empty, then do something. Alright. Else, if the linked list is not empty, do something. So if the list is empty, then you add in new element into the queue. Alright. So that means front is going to be pointing to the new element, and rear also going to point to the new element. Any questions? Or if front is equivalent to null, okay? If front points nothing, That means the node is nothing. The node is empty. Because front is always at the beginning. Okay. Else, you're going to add in the new node here yang you just created into the linked list. So how do you establish that? You say rear next is going to be pointing. Who points to the new node? To the new element? Look at this. Node is new element. So rear next points to new element. Okay. So rear next point to new element. So you establish the link between the linked list, the existing linked list with the new node. Okay. Now you're going to move rear to the new element. So rear is going to be pointing to whatever new element is pointing to. Okay. Because new element is the new node. Okay. So you say rear is going to be pointing to the new element. And then you tell the user this element has been added. Execute, compile. If you display, delete, you haven't done. Okay. Alright, that is for enqueue. Any questions? No questions, we do dequeue. Dequeue, open, close curly braces straight away. Now, if you want to dequeue from a linked list, what are the possible scenarios? You cannot delete from an empty list, right? If it's empty, then you have to tell the user nothing to delete lah. It's empty. Else you delete. So you got two conditions. If open close curly braces, else open close curly braces. So how do you know if the queue is the linked list is empty? Front points to null. Then we tell the user the queue is underflow. Now, if you want to dequeue, that means the front. Okay, how do you dequeue? You get the element first, right? After you get the element, you move the front. So, what is the value of element? Element punya value is whatever front is pointing to. Alright? But what is front is pointing to? Front is pointing to a node. So, what is the data? Front points to data. So, front points to a node. Element, we get the node's data. Okay? And then what do you do? You need to now dequeue. You need to remove, the front needs to be moved to in front. Okay? Front to in front. So you need to move the in front. And then you need to delete the node. Okay. So there's something missing here. Cuba you tulis atas kertas. Element is front data. Okay. Now front you need to move to the next element. But how do you want to delete the previous element if you move front? So you need to create another pointer. Alright. Node, pointer, temporary. Okay. Then kita cakap temporary is pointing to whatever front is pointing to. Then the value of front is front next. Then delete temp, finish. Very simple linked list kan? And then you tell the user element is removed. Execute, compile, let's see. Oh, element I tak declare. So I declare kat sini. Integer, element. Okay. Display delete Q boleh buat. Alright. Any question? Okay. No question. NQ dah, DQ dah. Display. Display lagi senang lah. Paling senang is with display. So display senang je. So first of all, dia ada dua condition. If front is empty, then there is nothing to be printed lah. Because apa tu, Q tu empty. If front equivalent to null, then Q is empty. Else, we need to print out everything inside the linked list. So how do you print everything inside the linked list? So that means kalau linked list ni satu panjang rantaian. So dia mesti traverse the linked list. Front masih kena kekal front, rear kena kekal front. Rear kena kekal dekat rear. So you kena introduce satu lagi pointer called current. Nama dia. Mula-mula current is pointing to whatever front is pointing to. Okay? Now what is the value inside the Q? So basically if Q current is pointing to front, okay, and then front needs to move to the next node. Okay, so current, okay, value is current next. But is this enough? Meaning this one will just move to the next node. But what happens if you have 10 node, 100 node? It has to keep on moving, betul tak? Ini hanya move, current tunjuk pada front, okay. Q is something, okay, so current move to the next node. Sepatutnya, apa kena berlaku dulu? Okay, now kita go step by step. Current is pointing to whatever front is pointing to, so that means the first node. Q is, okay, so now we're going to output the data. Q is current print data. Okay, nak buat cantik sikit, just put the empty space there. And then current move to the next node. But is this enough or not? No, because it only moved to the next node. You need to make it move into 10 or 20 or 30, 40, 50 nodes. Macam mana nak buat tu? Benar, Rika?
Use while loop
While loop tu, apa kegunaan while loop tu?
to check whether the current is empty or not, is null or not, is pointing to null or not. Tak ada.
No, the while the current needs to move. So you say, okay, this repetition, this current data, this current cout current data and current next have to keep on be repeated until current has not reached null, meaning haven't reached the end of the linked list. So you have that actually. Nampak tak? So cout data, current go to the next one. If current is not null, print out data. Move to the next one, current dah null tak? Belum. Sampai dia jumpa null, then baru dia keluar while loop. Okay? Dan sini baru use cout and line. Execute, compile. Current is pointing to what front is pointing to. Operator ada cakap salah ni. Wait ah.
So the node, should there be an asterisk current
yeah.
in front of the symbol?
Oh, pointer. Bagus. Yeah, alright. Correct. Now we have delete Q left. Okay, tanya saya dulu. Takut-takut ada yang masih tak faham ni. Veronica ada soalan tak, Veronica?
So far masih okay, sir.
Oh, okay. Yang lain jap. Apa lagi? Siapa lagi ada kelasnya? Tanzisha, okay? Karin? Karin, Tanzisha, are you okay?
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, keluar. Alright. Next is delete queue. So delete queue means we're going to delete everything set inside the heap. Okay. So same lah. It's something like display juga. If there is nothing to be deleted, like this one, then you tell lah. Oh, this one is delete queue. Delete everything from the memory. Okay. So what you copy is actually the node current. Okay. And then you say, oh yeah, actually have lah. If front is nothing, okay, do nothing actually. Return back the control. If front is null, then return. Because katakan dia panggil delete queue kan, if front is null kan, mean tak ada apa-apa, then you just return back the control. Else, okay, baru you delete. So macam mana you nak delete ni? So you just copy this one. While current is not null, okay, now you want to delete, see, delete, and then you have current. Okay. So what happens is, current is going to be pointing to front dulu. So before you do this one, you have to tell current is pointing to front. Okay, current pointing to front. So kita nak dia delete everything inside the linked list. So as long as you haven't reached the end of the linked list, okay, current is pointing to front. So front, you move it to front next. Okay. So you move front to the next node, then you can delete current. And then current again will be pointing to whatever front is pointing to. Okay. And it will repeat itself until it reaches null. Okay. Simple. Compile and run. Let's see. Alright. Okay. So execute, compile and run. Let's try enqueue 1, enqueue 2, enqueue 3. Display 1, 2, 3. dequeue should leave 2 and 3. Element 1 is removed. 2 and 3. Betul. 4, exit. So 4 is going to be called. Okay. Dekat sini, delete queue. Right, delete queue. So 4 will destroy everything inside the dynamic memory. Okay, any questions? Li Yushuan, is it? Li Yushuan, any question? Okay, no Li Yushuan. Okay, Karin, any question? No. Haris, any question?
Ada question saya.
Okay, no question. If no question, I proceed to question 3, okay? So question 3 lagi easy lah. You just change it to a class implementation. Class implementation simple lah. So ini basically semua letak dalam class lah. So you buat class Q nama dia. Okay. Open close curly braces, semicolon. All of this letak dalam class Q. Dalam kelas ada, what's inside the class ada public and private. So here we take as public. Okay. So what is the constructor? So constructor is Q. Open close bracket, open close curly braces. So at the starting of the program, what is the value of the front pointer and rear pointer? Okay. So here you declare note front and rear. That rear and then front. So both front and null is empty at the beginning of the code. So you put that under the constructor. Kan? Dia panggil object tu front and rear is null lah, pointing to nothing mula-mula. Okay. So this one you can throw away. And then we have the function enq dq display. And then bila kita exit this object later on, it's going to destroy the value inside the dynamic memory. So that one falls under the destructor. Either dia adalah that. So we don't have that, but we have a destructor. Okay. Q front null. Okay. Then kita tengok dekat main kita. Integer main, ch, boolean exit false, class 1. Okay, we need to change. We need to create an object. Let's call the object as Q. Okay. So Q, enq, dq, break, display, delete Q. Mana ada delete Q sekarang ni? Okay. So ini adalah patutnya satu destructor. So this one is destructor terus. So you don't have that because one you keluar pada scope automatically destroyed. Okay. So if this is object is Q, then here would be q.enq, q.dq, q.display. Okay. So void enq implementation would be what? Q. Kita pergi enq lah, start balik. Q, enq, dot. Q and also Q. This one is different because ini dah jadi destructor tadi. So dia akan jadi Q either way, QUE, UE. Execute, compile. Compile and run. NQ1, enter element 1. NQ again, enter element 2. NQ again, enter element 3. Display 1, 2, 3. DQ, DQ again. Should be left 3 only. Chat, display 3. Tekan 4, exit. Finish. That's all. Mudah tak? Linked list is the easiest one lah for me lah. Cuma daily ni kadang-kadang kita kena, kalau panjang sangat, you have to draw. Any questions? Rebecca semua? Benorika?
So far, okay.
So far, okay. Benorika, got question?
So far, okay, sir.
Benorika, are you there?
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay, Dayang Nadira?
No question, sir.
No question, alright. You sure semua okay ah? Risau saya. Okay, kalau semua okay, buat question 4 and 5 sebagai homework ya. Dia punya formula dah diberi dalam lecture note. You implement aja. Boleh tak?
Okay.
Boleh ya? Okay, alright. Okay. So kalau boleh, that's all for today. Okay. I'll see you guys after your midterm break. Okay. Monday tu nanti tengok Monday ada lecture ya. You punya exam Thursday kan? Thursday is 4:30. Ingat jangan jadi macam saya lupa. Exam is 4:30. Mereka yang ada masalah internet bagi tahu saya awal, tulis email cakap kena duduk set B. Tapi soalan you lain lah. Okay. Alright, if no question, that is all for today. Lepas ni jangan log off, terus cari geng untuk projek. Boleh?
Excuse me, sir.
Huh?
Hello,
Hello?
hello, sir. I'm Wong.
Yes, Wong.
I have a question about the assignment.
Okay.
Is that UML class diagram, that one? Is that only for the UML class diagram?
Yelah, only UML class diagram. Itu je lah you buat. So,
Yeah.
haven't learned to do diagram.
My question is that the UML class diagram only for the class, I mean the C++ class, that one, or all the functions?
No. You tengok you punya notes tu. Mana ada UML class diagram is just for the class. You ada operation yang lain lagi?
Yeah. I mean, not only the class lah, for all the operations.
The one that you use for your assignment lah, not don't say all lah. The one you use for your assignment, yes. All tu banyak sangat.
Okay. I mean, all the not include in the class, that one also need to draw the UML class diagram, right?
Or the one that you do that you include inside your assignment. So basically, your UML diagram should tally with your coding.
Okay. Understand. Thank you, sir.
Okay, alright. Okay. Okay, any question? Okay, no question. After this, please, if you rasa you cannot work with your partner in your assignment, you rasa macam dah not good, cannot work together, cari group lain and form a new group project member, yeah? So don't stick with the same person if you cannot work with the person, okay? Alright, so I'll leave the meeting, but you guys can start finding your group partners for your project, okay? Jangan buat last minute, nanti tak ada orang nak accept you nanti. Okay, bye-bye, selamat Hari Raya, dan pada mereka yang tak menyambut Hari Raya, selamat bercuti. Take care everyone, stay safe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Selamat Hari Raya, sir.
Selamat Raya.